It's Wally here, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more DM sales content or DM automation content like this, right? And so in today's video, we're going to dive into some really key stuff about live chat sales, right? A lot of these videos that you've seen in this particular series are all live chat sales, right? Meaning that we get into DMs, we chat with people live, and we make sales, correct? So today you're going to learn how to master some outbound DM scenarios, right? I think it's going to be really cool. You're going to learn how to apply urgency effectively, and you're going to learn how to streamline these conversations for better results, right? So, number one, we're going to break down how to read context and signals before applying urgency in the chat, right? So if you are having trouble applying urgency in the chat, then this video is for you, definitely. Number two, we're going to cover like why you need to have pre-written scripts for common objections and questions and just a lot of canned responses. And the reason that we want to do that is because we want to, one, always make sure that we have the right answer to a question, but then two, as we scale up our teams and make more chat agents or more DM agents available to handle different things from our prospects or things that we are working on, right? We want to make sure that they have a very easy way to get up to speed and know the answers to questions without you having to endlessly train them, right, on these different things. So that's why we want to make sure we have a lot of these pre-written scripts and objection overcomes. Number three, we're going to figure out how to, or I'm going to show you guys how to document things and how to handle objection or new objections as they arrive, right? Because needless to say, as you are in a sales process and as you're kind of going through the motions of going through sales, right? You hope that you countered all of the objections, but the reality is that there's probably going to be more and more that come up over time. Now, at some point, right, all the objections should go away, meaning that you don't actually need, you're not actually having to add more objection overcomes to your documentation, right? But if you're someone that's at the very beginning of their sales journey, especially in DM sales, and you're building out your playbook right now, then you're going to have to document and make sure that you've got these things canned, right? So I'm just being upfront about that. And we're going to cover some techniques in the video coming up as well. And then the last thing is we're going to cover how to move a conversation forward without losing personalization, right? And so we in the chat, right, we have the benefit of not having to respond right now, right? It's different than a phone call, it's different than a Zoom call. Like waiting 2 minutes or 5 minutes on a chat conversation is much more normal than, let's say, doing it on a phone conversation, right? And so I'm going to show you guys how to take those extra 2 minutes, 5 minutes, right, to craft an actual personalized response that's going to help you move the conversation forward without taking away anything from the chat, right? So that being said, hope you guys are excited and hope that you get a lot of value out of this video, and let's hop right into it. That Philippines internet, look at that. I'm just messing.
Yeah, so let's use ChatGPT for no, not that. Shoot.
I like that Ange has a quick key for her ChatGPT prompt.
That's text expander.
She did the same thing that Leo did this morning.
Why?
So I think so right now I mean because of the context of the role play, you know that this is going to be an IUL turn chat, right? But imagining this
Yeah.
as a prospect, you don't really know enough about me yet to know if you need to go into
Oh
the
yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
turn.
It's because yeah, sometimes I would like yeah, it makes sense. Sometimes I would go to let's say your profile and then I would see if they're like an agent or not too.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's like so because we don't know, we would have to ask.
Yeah.
We need to ask if they're an agent before we go to the turn, right?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so we'll need to unsend this one. We'll need to unsend these, and then we'll go back and do the response again because it'll go weird if you have to do the turn again in a second because you still
Yeah.
have to use the turn. It's just in the wrong place right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, yeah. So remember that like that in an outbound conversation context, right? We don't know enough about them to turn. Plus, there's two turns, right? They could either go, they could be the flip, or they could be for the IUL agent offer. You know.
Yeah. Let me just okay.
I wish you could unsend from MiniChat. It's definitely a stupid feature that you can't.
Yep. Okay. um
Can't jump the gun, guys. Can't jump the gun. Even though we know we're gonna get there, you know? It's like it's kind of like apparently this is how it's supposed to work. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently the girl that or the woman that I'm supposed to marry, I'm gonna know that I'm gonna marry her, but way before we actually end up dating or like or whatever. That's how my dad describes it apparently. So
I
it's
heard
like
about
similar
that a little bit.
similar situation here, right? So it's like we even though we know that they're probably a good fit now, and they could turn out a good way. It's like we still have to go through the steps, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that
I
too.
heard about that. Girls are more like they said it will be a slow burn, but men they knew right away. So,
For guys they know right away, and then for women it's like whatever.
yeah.
That's exactly how my mom said too. So I think we kind of hinted on
Usually,
the answer earlier, Ange, right? It's like we don't know if they're an agent or not, so we don't know if we need to turn them. You see?
yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. So usually if it's like this, I would just oh this one. I would usually do this. Yeah, because we don't know. Um, or I could just ask directly. Hey, you an agent?
Yeah, you could do either. Neither option is necessarily like it's not right or wrong either way. I think in this case because I said I like how you break down IULs, that's probably like that could be an agent question. So either way, it doesn't matter. We basically we need to find out where this person ends up in our process. Either way, so how you get there doesn't really matter. Um,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes it might make sense to ask the agent question. In this case, this is not a bad thing, so I'd be like, yes, right? And then you're gonna give me,
Oh,
and then you don't necessarily have to type the whole thing. You can just put like book link. You know, we can bridge some of this because we know
like
what goes there.
OB.
Yeah.
Gift.
And then the last question, though, I think we should still do that. So the last question is like, by the way, what makes you interested in becoming your own bank?
Yeah. By the way. I think I already know this buyer.
Do
Who do
you?
you think it is?
It's Vanessa.
Is it Vanessa? I don't know.
I could be wrong, but yeah. Okay. I think it's Vanessa.
Well, good. If we recognize the chat, it should be quick. Potentially.
Sometimes I'm like, very-
I like that change. It's like making it more casual. You're like, oh, cool, awesome. Instead of saying awesome, we're in the same industry. You're like, oh, cool, awesome. It's a little different, but it's more casual. I like it.
yeah, I got it from you. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it makes it
Cool.
seem like really nonchalant. You know, like oh,
Uh, it's challenging. Is this too negative or no?
I think it looks good.
Expertise in a topic you want to know more about. This expertise. Hmm. Oh, I didn't delete this one though.
You should be fine.
Okay.
I definitely made that delay hella long on that on purpose. I don't want anyone saying, is this a bot? Is this AI?
I
That's a
get
really
it.
long
That
delay.
was a wise decision. That's what I do too. I'm like, how do I make these delays just a little longer? It's like it feels more realistic. It's like, oh, okay, he didn't just like drop a bunch of text on my head, in like 2 seconds. Or people would always ask that all the time in Jason Gallo's account whenever we were chatting. They'd be like, "Oh my God, how are you chatting back so fast all the time? You go to sleep ever?" Jason, you followed up with me 20 times. How do you have enough time in your day to follow me
Little did they know that he's wide awake in Pakistan.
that much? That's true. So which Jason? I really like this line. This turn line is good. Actually, make sure this is a fit. I don't want to waste your time with a bunch of questions. And they're like, thank you for being considerate of me, Brandon. That's what that's what they think whenever they read that line.
I did this for you.
Is it great, Ange? No, I'm just messing with you. Also, I like this initial question right here. Whenever after they say done is really good too. I shouldn't say initial question, but the statement where we're like, and make you my next success story too is a really good it's, there's good psychology going on there. Like we're setting a frame on them right there whenever we do that, right? It's like, oh, I want you to be my next success story. It's like, oh, well, don't you want to be my next success story?
What you thinking about here?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm overthinking. It's just the acknowledgement part. Or should I just say, oh, those are great takeaways? Make it more simpler.
Yeah, I mean, I like both ideas. I actually like the acknowledgement a lot. The only thing I don't like about it is using the word awesome, and I know we have a tendency to use that a lot
Yeah.
during our but at this point we're getting like into the the granular here and one word copy decisions.
So,
So
so like if you like my personal preference for specifically this part of the conversation is just to be like awesome takeaways or like good takeaways and keep going. Because it's like there's not really much to acknowledge, you know? It's like it's because everyone takes different things from the video, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's more of like just acknowledging that they said anything and took notes and did homework, period, and then like continuing on. Because uh there's not I mean it doesn't necessarily make a difference if we acknowledge right here, you know what I mean? A lot of extra mental work, but doesn't necessarily like move the needle. Yeah, exactly. But like, yeah, those are great takeaways. Like, and then you just keep on moving.
Okay.
We just keep on pushing, keep on pushing.
I just there's new industry. So it's still considered new if they're like less than a year, right?
Yeah.
I can already feel it. It's gonna be a long chat.
It's uh it's not gonna be a long chat for you. It was the longer chat was the one this morning.
Oh, okay.
Not to say that this isn't a long chat, but just to say that the process that happened this morning to make this easier for you already happened.
Sometimes what uh,
That's funny. All that work to just get. All right, you're on track.
I
Uh,
know.
well, I think, and just like sometimes like acknowledging it is like sometimes you don't have to acknowledging it could be as simple as saying good job or like that's cool or you know what I mean like it's
Yeah.
I think you put a lot of mental effort into like resonating with them and you don't have to resonate with people on every single message. Like it's unnecessary for us to resonate with every single. It'd be like in like a normal conversation, imagine that you were talking to someone and every time they made a statement, they were always like, they always made it like like a relevant to themselves instead of like being part of the conversation. So it'd be like, um, oh, that reminds me of a story about this that happened to me, and then go on a tangent. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes you don't need to resonate. You can just be like, cool.
Yep. Makes perfect sense. Oh shoot, why did I click that? It's not cutting. I have some people in my 9 that was pouring it. Yes. Should I ask you already about the doing it on the side or this one first? Hmm. She said something about 9 to 5.
Which one do you feel like fits better?
I think this one. Okay. Oops. Didn't copy that. Yeah, sure. I'm thinking of an answer here, but like yeah, he already answered um the question that I was thinking about earlier. I probably do this full time. Should I still ask? What makes her wanna? What makes him wanna?
I think it's okay to ask if they mention it. Like if they already straight up mention it, then it's like it's kind of like they're leaving breadcrumbs for you.
Yeah.
Ask about it. The way I like to think of it is like it's like when you're having a conversation with someone, usually people have stuff on their mind and they just kind of tell you all the stuff that's on their mind and they give you like little hints about things that you can talk to them about. But sometimes they're just not super straight up front about it. Where it's like this one, it's like I told you up front, hey, so I can quit my job and do this full time. So that gives you an easy way to ask, oh, well, what makes you want to do that?
Okay. Does it matter how we ask it, like on the copy, or why is replacing your full-time job important to you? Does it matter if I ask something like, "Oh, it makes you want to quit your job and do this full time"?
That's fine too. Yeah, I mean, however you want to phrase it is fine. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, the copy. You can ask that question a few different ways.
Okay. Okay, this one really resonate. Um, reduce. So Yes.
You remember what chat this is yet, Ange? You may need some help right here.
Usually I would just resonate and would you like some help?
On this one here because she's kind of opening the door for us to show more expertise.
Yeah, so
Hey, opening the door.
if you remember what this chat is, then I would definitely go cheat.
Okay.
Because you're gonna get stuck. I already know.
Is it Vanessa?
I don't know. Is it?
Is it this one?
It could be, potentially.
No, wait. Yeah, is it? Wait, did you say the same thing?
My own version of that.
Yeah.
I said the 4-line version, not the paragraph version.
So,
Why are you so far down? What are you looking for?
How you guys mean like establish like expertise?
The from the chat. Because what did she say again right there? She said like I struggle. She said she struggles with like two different things. She struggles with um showing how to provide value and how to and the illustrations. Um,
Yeah, I think we have a line here where we said like, oh, I use this stuff like about. Is it like when she said before where she's like, yeah, something here. Okay, sorry for cutting you off. What are you gonna say?
um, well, literally, I mean, you could just take what she said, and then you can tell her like how we do that, or like how you can solve that, and then would you like to like help learn that too? So again, she said she struggles with communicating the value, um, and then also struggling with illustrations. And it's like, so we're acting as Brandon and talking as Brandon. It's like that's exactly why I use the same exact presentation like every time I get on a call, like with the client or with the lead. Um, yeah, she's like opening the door for us there, saying that. Like she can't communicate value and she struggles with illustrations. It's like totally get it. Like I know that's tough. That's why I do this.
Like, I mean, that's why.
That's not the part of the that's way too far in the conversation down. That's his part of the close. We're still above that in this conversation, so I don't know why you're so far down. This is like near the end of the conversation, Ange, and like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, it's something like totally get where you're coming from. Like that's why I use the same exact presentation every time I hop on a call with the client or with the lead.
So, and then like, would you like some help with that too?
There's like one more line we can add. It's like so it's like because we said that's why I use the same presentation, and then we can like we butter it up one more time, and we could say something like that way, and then basically explain to her like what that does. It's like that way I'm able to communicate, or I'm able to clearly communicate the value and make sure my client understands how this can help them, because that's making it meaningful for that specific stage of life. Because that's what she said she struggles with. So, and make sure my clients understand how they can, yeah, make sure my clients understand how they, I feel like we just messed it up here. What did I say? That way I'm able to clearly communicate the value and make sure my clients understand exactly what they're getting or understand exactly how this can help them. There we go. Understand exactly how this can help them.
I love copy. It's even better that we're saying it out loud too, because it cements in your brain a lot more whenever you're like you read it and write it and say it. You're getting all the copy knowledge. It's gonna just gonna be second nature to have good lines and
Should I say, oh, would you like some help with that too, or would you like some help?
So I think the best way to communicate it is like because we just told them what we do, and then so it's like, would you like some help learning how you could do that too?
Can't do that too.
Oh yeah, here we go. Now we're closing. We're at the closing part now. It's okay to cheat because that's what you'd be able to normally do.
Yeah.
This time is the set is the close.
Yeah, it's like if you do a good job with the set, then pretty much everything after the VLD is pretty chill. It's like very controllable. It's like they're gonna say, I don't understand something about the details. I need to know how much. I need to know how long this program is. How much is it? Uh, they're gonna say, it's like pretty simple after that.
We have a line where it's like, wait, is this the urgency line or no?
It
There's
is
a
so weird. It is so weird how you and Leo said the exact same thing at every exact point. That has not
What?
happened yet. That's the first chat jousting session that happened.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious. Anyway, continue.
Where is it?
So I like where your brain's going with that, but the problem with it is like urgency is one of those things that you wanna use very sparingly. So it's like with this person, I'm not like really saying yes, I'm interested. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like super excited per se. So you don't want
Yep.
to. You probably don't need to use the whole urgency line, but like you can like a little dash is okay. but like, don't drop the whole bucket, so to speak.
Yeah, makes sense.
Little
Usually
touch,
the
little dash,
urgency,
little dash.
yeah, usually urgency lines are like when they already said that they really want it, not when they're like still like
Yeah, still
asking
warm.
questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like, yeah, it's like you only do that whenever they bite really hard. They're like, "Oh my God, Brandon, I want to do it absolutely." Like,
We already answered this part. Doesn't mean exactly. It's 497 a month.
I think you've clearly you take care of that. You answered it's 497 a month, and then you added the yep, I'm only able to work with so many people at once, which is why I'm only taking on 7 people. I think you answered her like her concern.
Okay. That's a good question. Clarify things. Does that make sense? Okay, what did we use? I didn't think we used, yeah, we need to finish the sentence.
that's what I was wondering. I was like, you literally have the ability to just look at the chat. So I don't know why we were thinking so hard.
Yeah.
But it's cool. If you want to overthink, you can. I'm not gonna stop you, but like, I don't
No,
know.
no, no, man. Hey, man. She's a deep thinker.
Yeah. That's a better copy. Deep thinker instead of overthinker. Heck yeah.
Good, it's a good rebrand.
I think I joked with Angela last time. If I lived in the Philippines and I was doing these second calls, I know it takes the purpose out of it, but I would have definitely been cheating this whole entire time. I would have woken up a
That,
little early. I would have looked at the morning time chats. 1000%, bro. I'm just being honest. Like I totally would have done that to make my life easier. So like
that
shout out to
doesn't,
you for not doing it.
well, that takes the purpose out of the chat jousting.
Yeah, but I mean we could still learn the lessons. I would still learn the lessons. I could see it. I could be like, oh, this is why they did this here. Like this is why they didn't.
Okay.
I I think all things said are valid. I have no rebuttals to any of them.
I'm not saying to go do that, by the way. I definitely respect you doing it honestly and ethically. But yeah, I'm just saying what I would do.
Okay, hey Brendan. I don't think I had any
I'd find
questions.
out pretty quick, man, because you would go through it too fast, and then I would immediately start pulling up two buyer chats. It would end quickly either way.
I mean, see, that's where it's definitely my ego right now. But I told Ange, she said the same thing you just said, and I said I would try to play it off as long as possible, of like, being like, I'm really thinking about this one right now. You
I
probably catch me though. You probably would. I'll
mean,
chance you.
eventually over time. Maybe not. You might get me once or twice.
Third or fourth time, like, there's no way. How do you pick up on that? There's no way.
Well, I get that things are an investment. It's probably why am I overthinking this?
I mean, I was gonna make another joke. Like, so you had the right response here, but I was gonna joke with you. Wait, did you read the other chat or no? Are you just going off of like your instinct?
It's because she said something like, "Oh, I have other investments, blah blah blah." So it's like,
She's basically saying I can't afford it, right? Which is not true,
yeah,
but that yeah. But anytime someone says I can't afford it, to me that means that automatically means broke flow. I don't even think about it. Like I'm like, all right, I'm taking down the broke flow. I don't care what else. You know what I mean?
yeah. Even though they're
Yeah.
not broke.
Even though they're
It's
not,
like,
you're 100%
you
taking them down
well,
the
it's
journey.
well,
Yeah.
they're either actually broke or they're lying about being broke and they don't see the value, which is why we asked that question anyways. So it's like, yeah, it's a win-win.
You can also just type dynamite as well. Hmm.
Okay.
To make that easier. But it looks like we need a dynamite tag. That'd be fun. Oh yeah, and drop this dynamite tag.
That that uh that flow or that automation is gonna have tag or delays up the butt. That is gonna have a lot of
Yeah,
delays on that.
yeah. Because usually I'm like, I don't want to wait. I just want to send it. But yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be like 20 to 30-second delays between some of them.
the only thing if they reply right away.
So that's the danger. That's why like if it were up to me, I'd probably keep a delay on like really long text at like 60 seconds. But like you can't make it that long because then they might reply in between it. So you have to keep it at like to me 15 to 30. That'd be my just off the top guess in my head. You have to keep it at like 30 seconds max, if even that.
Should I just copy everything?
I mean, that is at this point, that is the one question, right? It's like, is there something that we should have done better? But I'm not sure that make you overthink. It's yeah, that's the only question. But I like going with what we said. I don't see any issue with it.
Like basically all of that copy is just basically making her feel like it's for her. Hey, this is exactly what you're looking for. It's basically what all of that says.
And said F the hotkeys. She's sending it all. Just like, get me out of this chat jousting session.
Oh,
Ooh, no, Ange, do me a favor. Go to the document, Ange. I put it in there just for you.
what? What do you mean?
I believe it's time. I believe it's in the time one. Yeah, or no, it's
This one?
yep, yep. No, not that one. The next one. And you don't have to do this again. I was making jokes earlier on the call, so I was adding them to this document as Leo was doing
Yeah.
it, and I was like, oh, Andrew will eventually appreciate this that they're actually in the document and not in
Thank
braces
you.
anymore. But yeah, it'd be quicker just to copy from the chat, so you can do that from here on out.
Wait, what's the difference between? Is it the same thing still, or?
Is this did he add? Is that the same exact response she had, or did he add something in? Because if he added something in, if the response is adequate, we just need to change the question. But if it's the same exact response she had, then I mean we're good.
It's a little different.
So I needed to tell you, that's my bad. I needed to tell you to change the question.
The last question should be a little different.
Essentially, you can go take the next question we asked, Ange. You can go take like the next question we asked in the chat. Like you can skip this response. Like we don't need this. Like the last response covers it, but you could take that question and then fill it in there.
Wait, what question? This question?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we disregard it, or should I unsend it?
I mean, I guess Wally's the what do you want to call it, the coach of the chat general here, but like I would personally say that we could just pretend it's not there. But yeah.
Or I could just do
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Thank you, Wally.
So you can still use that line. It still works, right? It still works as the closing line because it's basically what it is. But we have to alter it just a little bit. So let's go back to it. So my question to you, okay, so perfect. So my question to you is, are you gonna let? Yeah. So the line still works. We just need to be more specific. So paste it again. Are you gonna let?
Yeah, once I get it sent, okay. One.
Yeah. So we just have to be more. We can't say that. We have to be a little more specific when we say that. That would be the difference with the question.
going to let um different line? Okay, you said, are you going to let your 9 to 5? Oh, okay.
Are you looking for like a softener?
Not a softener. She needs a different word because basically the line
Yeah.
is, so my question to you is, are you going to let, so the line was, let that stop you from becoming successful in this business. But because we separated it, that is now more ambiguous. So we need to be more specific about what that is.
We're thinking like 9 to 5. We're thinking the word busy. Like,
Yeah.
are you gonna let being busy? Are you gonna let your 9 to 5?
Yeah, that's what I did. 9 to 5. It's lagging.
And for future reference, Ange, this is also bottom of the document now, but you're good.
Okay. I like how Vanessa was like saying all of her concerns, then we can like overcome it. Because other leads are like doesn't say exactly, so we don't know how to sometimes like overcome them.
The office line works right here. I mean, it does work. It's still fine, right? Depending on the time of day, obviously, right? So we just have to make sure that matches. The reason we threw that in here is because we wanted her to stop asking questions and push the conversation forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were like, hey, we're in the office. You want to complete the enrollment? Yeah.
Yay.
Yay, we did it. Sweet. Big takeaways from that chat, Ange.
I like how we overcome each objection. It's good.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You like how we overcome each objection? Yeah, I would say, yeah, Vanessa was definitely one of those chats where she was more expressive. So we were able to kind of like, we were able to pull out each individual one and able to kind of handle it. I definitely think, like that's kind of how you want to do objection overcoming, right? That you kind of want to do it one at a time, ideally.
Yeah.
So that's basically, and that's kind of the thing that I wanted you guys to get out of that today was basically, when you're doing objection handling, there's likely a bunch of them, or there might even be like 5 or 6 of them, like in Vanessa's case, right? But
Yeah.
it's like you kind of have to peel them off one at a time. But usually the more questions they are, the more likely it is that they're actually going to buy, right? So,
That's true.
mhm.
Yeah, it's because if they don't bring up those like concerns, they probably would just like ghost us.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
really
She's talking to us. Yeah,
uninterested.
she's
Yeah.
definitely interested, right? It's like silence is the thing you should be scared of. It's like
Yeah.
too much silence. Um, yeah, because it might be a ghost. Bryce, biggest takeaways round two. Because you might have different
Yeah,
takeaways now than this morning.
I did. The round two takeaway was the set is the close. I mean, I know that. I know that principle. But just this was reaffirmed here by how long like this set was. Like you were like, oh, now we're getting to the closing part. I'm like, there's a reason why it's so long though. It's because of the acknowledgement and then making sure we're crossing all our T's, dotting all our I's. So yeah, that was my biggest takeaway. Set is the close.
Says close, yeah, 100%,
What was
right? It's
your
like
what was your takeaway earlier? First takeaway.
I believe it was something like it's like we already have like our scripts kind of laid out or something like that. I can't remember exactly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it well, A, it wasn't that good because I can't remember it, but I feel like it tied into to what you said. Like it was nice that we pulled out all these objections, and then I was adding them to the script so we have them. So yeah, that was mine earlier. Like we
And
have all these objection overcomes now.
we have some fire objection overcomes too. Like some of those are in there like
Yeah.
really good. Those are really really solid. Um, yeah, they're tough to beat. You know what I mean? It's like like when you get a really good objection overcome and you like land it, it's like like there's basically only two options, right? It's like I think I said this to you before, Bryce. It's like when you have a really good objection overcome, it's like it's either A, she's going to agree with us and move forward, or B, she's going to ghost us. You know, like that's the two options. Sometimes whenever you get them in like a really good corner, it's like you either have to run or you're moving forward. Like
I mean, if you want to go, okay, I'm sorry. I mean, answers on the call don't think it matters, but I mean, you want to go dating. I mean, some women they don't like guys with game that are like too good. Like, so they'll run, or they'll stick with you, or they'll ghost. I don't know if that's the dating analogy, but yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. That's true though. That's true.
That's true though, because if they're like,
And just like
if their game, like if they, okay, how do I explain it? If they're so smooth, like if their game is so good and like they're good at flirting, it means that they already done that so many times before, because it takes skills to do that. So like, oh, they've done this so many times with other girls before.
that's why I play shy at the beginning.
I mean, and then well, I mean, then bringing it back to the sales. That's why if you go too hard or you're